Go. Welcome back to the Undrafted Free Agents, sometimes live podcast, the football podcast that you should savor because you never know when it might be your last.
Well done.
Thank you. It's been a while. It's been a while.
We should also introduce ourselves. I'm Richard.
And I'm Merp, and we're back. Hopefully for good, right?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it
This seems
rekindled
like
it.
a good time, a good situation. Our schedules changed. For anyone who doesn't know, it's harder for us to sit down and like record together, which is always better. I think it was always better when we could like sit across from each other and hold hands while we did this.
Every episode we held hands. You just didn't see it.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's good to be back. And then I'm trying to remember. I feel like in our inaugural season, I feel like we did start halfway through the season.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, because if we have difficulty getting together and recording a podcast during school, over the summer is even more difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
and so now we're halfway through the 2025-26 season essentially, and here we are again. So we get to do like post analysis of the first half of the season.
We both needed to process the hope we felt when Jackson Dart came in to the Giants, and then the realization that that wasn't going to cure everything. And just all the injuries and coaching changes. We just need to process that, and then we came back
Oh, the
ready to the
injuries.
podcast. Mm-hmm.
We didn't, we listeners know that we prepare over the week through text messages. We got to add injuries overall to the list. Like
Oh yeah,
NFL injuries are off the charts. It's affecting fantasy. It's affecting the betting market. It's crazy.
it's funny, and I know I always try to bring the college football aspect to it, but college football players don't get hurt like pro football players. I think I have a theory why, but it's funny how that happens. Suddenly they get the big paychecks, and something that they could have played through is not feasible anymore.
Yeah, put that in your pocket. We'll take it out for episode 2 of season 2. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right.
All right.
So should we dive into down one,
Yeah. Where are we
first
starting?
down?
Where are we starting our first down?
So I think we start where one reign ends. So I think it's safe to say they're 500 now. They haven't looked like themselves really in like 2 years. Is the Chiefs dynasty over?
That's like a first, like, as a statement. That's a big statement. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
um, and you gotta like look at the game tape, look at the situation to really be able to say that it's over. That it'll be the first season, maybe that Mahomes is not in the AFC Championship, not in the Super Bowl. Like, that's big news.
Yeah.
Huge
I
if
mean, right now they're out of the playoff picture, and they're two out, so they're not even like next up.
right, right.
That's significant too. Like even they there's a world where they don't get in the playoffs.
That is so crazy to imagine. Um, yeah, they've dropped a couple of division games already, and not even you're saying like not in the wild card, situation right now. Obviously, everyone's on the bubble right now, but
Mhm.
if we were to start today, they'd be on the outs. It's just
Yeah,
insane.
I'm just looking up their schedule now to see if maybe there's like a glimmer of hope that way. But there
And that's
really
what we're
isn't.
so used to. We're so used to thinking, without even looking at the
Hmm.
opposition, that if there's a half of a season left, that they can figure it out and pull it together. Um, I think it was a big statement watching Denver, get over the hump and you know, hold on to that win. Um, yeah, yeah, it was shocking to see the results.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at their schedule now, so I guess we'll find out. It must be this weekend, right? This weekend's the 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah,
If the Colts are for real, so that's their next game. Then Dallas,
right.
I would favor them in. Houston, I would favor them in. I think the Chargers have come down to earth. Tennessee is basically a bye. And then you have Denver at home and then Vegas. So actually, now that I say it out loud, if they could, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they can go 5-2, you, that puts them at 10-7.
Okay. Are there you mentioned the Chargers? Are there any other division games where, aside from like wild card hopes, where they
Mm-hmm.
could have a chance? I mean, there's mathematically still a chance they can take the division, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh, Mathematically, yes, it'd be really tough, but they do have that run at the end, like Chargers, Denver, and
There you go.
Raiders.
Okay.
Three, three of the last 4 games that they
Yeah.
definitely could make up ground in the division. But I really think Denver, with that win, is just taking
Right.
the reins of
Right.
that
Yeah.
division.
It's funny. It's a little bit of a non sequitur, but you
Mm-hmm.
brought up how a game against Tennessee is like practically a bye,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like you're on top or at the bottom in this league right now. You know, in previous years there's been a lot of parity, but
Yeah,
right
no,
now,
it's
if
definitely
you are
duality now.
yeah, if you are playing the any New York team or you know metropolitan New
Yeah,
York team,
yeah,
um, or you're playing the Raiders or you're playing the Titans, like there's like a half a dozen teams that are automatic W's pretty much, and
yeah.
that's crazy to think.
Yeah, and I should know. Not only does Kansas City have to catch the Broncos, they're actually 2 games back of the Chargers as well. So
Right.
let's not
Yeah.
count them out. So we bring this up because we bestowed it upon ourselves to pick the next Chiefs, the next dynasty in the NFL.
Yeah.
So we both picked one AFC and NFC team that we think could take that next step and kind of rekindle that dynasty. In other words, who's going to become the most hated team in the NFL again,
Right.
right?
Right.
So would you like to go first? Or you want me to go
Yeah. I'll
first?
start with my AFC pick, and like
Good.
as a segue. Oops, sorry. Um, I do want to remind everyone that in the middle of like the Patriots dynasty, uh, because of injury
Hmm.
to Tom Brady, there was like a lull, right? Do you remember
There's like a
that?
10 year. Yeah, people forget there's like a 10-year gap where they
Right. Okay.
didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and so if we're thinking that we have a Chiefs dynasty, and that it's like over, I'm doing air quotes for listeners.
Hmm.
Um, we have to remember that it might not be necessarily like over because
Uh,
maybe it's a 2 3 year reload and then they're just gonna be back, right?
hmm.
And it'll be
You
a
know what they
great
say?
test for the legacy of Mahomes to see if he has a career arc similar to a Brady career arc, or even he still has the opportunity to like surpass, right? So that's my segue because I want to put it out there to imagine if it's a new Patriots reign on the rise. They have the best record in the league right now, don't they? Right? Am I
Uh, no, yeah, you're. Yes, they won. They won more win than the Colts, who had to buy.
right? And everyone's talking about how great Drake May is. I watch a lot of quarterback play. I have to be honest, I have not watched a lot of Drake May. But I hear so much about him. I want to take a minute to analyze his game. Um, but they also have, I think, some good core coaching, um, and they just have the experience, like the franchise institutional experience, to understand how to put these things together.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with that as long as we don't give too much credit to Robert Kraft because he's
Yeah,
desperately trying to take credit for.
yeah.
Do you remember that wild documentary on Apple that was
I did
just a
not. I did not
pure?
watch it. Yeah.
I only watched a little bit. I actually watched the Aaron Hernandez episode, but it was just like pure propaganda to get Robert Kraft into the Hall of Fame. That's all it was. Um, but yeah, no, you make a really good point that like that franchise knows how to win. They've
Right.
proven it more recently. I mean, people forget before Brady that that was a terrible franchise,
Yeah.
but in the last like 20, 30 years, they've definitely proven that they can win. Uh, and we've seen time and time again in the NFL, if you can win with a young quarterback, that's huge because they don't make a ton of money and you can just spread that cap space out to the
Oh yeah.
different weapons.
That
Hmm.
is like absolutely the game right now in the NFL. Like it's the goal. That's what everyone is working towards. Is capitalizing on that rookie contract of
Oh my
specifically
goodness.
your quarterback.
Yeah.
And it's like almost a conundrum when you get past that. Like even the best quarterbacks, the Lamar Jacksons, when they get
Hmm.
to that point, it's almost like a panic. Like, oh my gosh, are we going to sell out for this player? Because you almost absolutely have to if that is your quarterback.
Yeah.
That's you know that's the whole
They're
team.
the most valuable position in all of sports. And
Right.
I think they take a page from the Chiefs. Remember back when Mahomes signed that huge contract
Yes.
and we thought it was ridiculous? And now it's like, I have to
Yes.
look up, but it's like he's like the sixth or seventh highest paid QB in the NFL.
I
It's a
want to
great
go
deal.
on record saying that I did not think it was ridiculous, and I said that because like the length of that
Hmm.
contract was such that the market value was inevitably going to like
Yeah.
make it look good.
So get them in early, sign that contract early, and make it a long term
Yeah.
deal if you really think he's the guy.
Right. We should get
Uh,
to your AFC pick, but before I have a
yes.
quick anecdote because I was just 2 weekends ago in Boston, and we did a road trip with the kids, and we have the kids like they make up these little what do you call them, scavenger hunts from the car, so there's
Yes.
something to do,
Oh yeah, fun.
and they pick what to put on the scavenger hunt.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know, like a Dunkin' Donuts or certain license plates. This is not the point of the story, but I do want to add that they did decide to put ice agents on the scavenger hunt. We did not check that off.
Hmm.
But we did put on someone wearing Patriots gear.
Hmm.
And would you believe a whole weekend in Boston and we did my whole family did not see anyone wearing Patriots gear? Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Last year I
Well,
spent a weekend in Rochester and there was Bills gear. The like Bills fans were nuts out there.
yes.
I
Well,
could not believe that.
I think before Brady got there, I mean, and I think it's still to this day. I think I really think it's a baseball town. I
Hmm.
think the Sox run that city, and you just had the Brady years where everyone was super into the Patriots, and even then the Red Sox were still good. But I really think it's just it's a baseball town. That would be
Yeah,
my
maybe
theory.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the season. Well, we're in the middle of the football season. They really should have been.
Yeah,
So,
the fact that
any
you saw nothing was surprising.
any Boston area listeners, step up your game, okay? You gotta step up your game. All right, your AFC pick.
So we don't have to go far for my pick. I'm going to stay in the division. I'm going to say the Broncos. Similar to your pick, I think the coaching staff has won before. Sean Payton has won
True.
before, and that experience matters. You have a good young quarterback in Bo Nix, who's not making a ton of money, so you can spread that cap around. But I'm going to give you a third reason that I don't think people talk about enough. I experienced it when they were playing the Giants and that historic one had to be the most entertaining fourth quarter
Yeah.
of football I've ever seen,
Uh-huh.
and how I wanted, but still entertaining. Before they started that quarter, they had the stat came on the TV broadcast of how Denver significantly outscores their opponents in the fourth quarter
Huh.
throughout this season and last. And I think it makes all the sense in the world. Denver, Mile High City,
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe
These
that. I
visiting
believe that.
teams come
Uh-huh.
in, they can compete for a good portion of the game, but they're not used to that thin air.
Right.
And they get to the fourth quarter, they get exhausted, and we saw it happen to the Giants.
Yes.
And why does no one talk about that? And I looked it up. Their top three in fourth quarter scoring in the NFL, and they scored 33 points against the Giants, overcame a 19-point deficit.
Yeah.
Why does no one bring that up?
Well, I would say by that logic,
Mm-hmm.
are the Giants always playing at altitude?
Touche, touche. But like, so if you have that home field advantage where like you just know you're going to dominate the fourth quarter, the most important quarter, like they're gonna have an insane home record
Yeah.
going forward if they keep this young team together.
As a kid, I remember
And they're,
that
by
home
the
field
way,
advantage.
6-0 at home this season.
6-0 at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
And through the Elway years, like I remember that being a thing. And then there's like I don't know, like people didn't talk about it after that particular team.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if the teams that were even mediocre in Denver were actually bad teams that got to play in Denver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
now I I will trust you with your pick. I still look at Denver and think they are a mediocre team, but maybe they get that advantage, right?
Yeah. I mean, away they're just one game above 500. They're 3-2, but 6-0. If
Yeah,
they can,
yeah.
they have the best. Oh, I'm sorry. They're tied with New England for the best record in the AFC. So if they
Oh,
could
okay.
secure that home field
They
advantage,
can
let's
get
see.
home field advantage. Yeah.
Like, who
If
knows? They do own the tiebreaker, by the way.
they owned a
They beat.
tiebreaker,
Mm-hmm.
um, so yeah, they just have to take care of their road games because they
Yeah.
pretty much a lock at home. That defense will travel. That defense is
Mm-hmm.
legitimately good. I have watched Bo Nix, and I'm not sold. I'm really not 100% sold. I see him in clean pockets, overthrowing some balls.
Mm-hmm.
Getting jittery feet still. Um, so
I've
yeah,
heard the Tebow analogies a little bit with Bo Nix.
yeah.
All right, should we move on to NFC?
Let's do it. If the
All
AFC
right,
gets to have these dynasties, like why shouldn't the NFC?
all right. I'm gonna go wild with my pick. Do you mind if I go first?
No, I don't.
We'll
I don't.
switch the order.
Yeah.
So we're sticking in the realm of good young quarterbacks, and
Okay.
we'll tack on a good young coach.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring up the Chicago Bears.
Ah.
Yeah, Ben Johnson. Who, I need a list of the teams who passed on Ben Johnson for their head coach because he's just been amazing. Uh,
Yeah.
what he's done with Caleb, what he's done with that franchise. Um, like if you're a Chicago Bears fan, you woke up Monday, I assume utterly shocked that you were in sole possession of first place in that division, right?
Yeah. That is
Right.
that is crazy.
Um,
And
the,
and it's like every time you cash in on that hot next guy coordinator, it's a gamble.
mhm.
It's been and you I've teams have lost more often than
Oh
they've
yeah.
won that
Mhm.
gamble. Not so much if it's their second or third attempt. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if it's their
Usually
first
the second
attempt,
one you see a big jump.
yeah. If it's their first move from coordinator to top seat, it usually does not go very well. And then as far as longevity, I think the jury should still be out. But for this season, for sure, it's like night and day.
Slam dunk, slam
Yeah,
dunk. The only thing I'm gonna, and I'll pick against myself. I'll play devil's advocate. One thing to keep an eye out on, because we saw it with the Giants a couple of years ago. They don't have a dominant win. They
right.
they've won. Let's see, outside of the Cowboys, all their other wins, every single one, is a one-score game, and that's usually an indicator of sometimes they get lucky, but
Yeah.
then you can see that just flip next
Yes.
year, and the ball doesn't bounce their way.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
the statistics and
Mhm.
probability nerds do
Yes.
look at that, and
Hmm.
that is for them a big indicator
Yeah.
of future success, future not success actually.
Yeah. It's
And you see it, you
NFL
do see it time
season.
and time again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too small of a sample size. You get 3 or 4 games that just
Right.
go your way, completely changes the season.
The last
All right.
one I can remember, that Vikings team when the Daniel Jones Giants beat that Vikings team.
Yes.
That was their
Was
season. They
that
had
Cousins'
won.
first year? Yeah.
That was Cousins. I don't know if it was his first year, but that team had won so many like 1 point games, like
Hmm.
single score games, and the experts knew that the following season that it would be rough for them. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I picked the Bears. How about you?
You said you had a wild pick. Mine's
Oh,
even
yes.
crazier.
Uh,
And I swear it's not
the the
our
production needed
fandom,
when you
right?
brought
Which
this
gives it
up.
away. But what if the next dynasty belongs to the New York Giants with their
And
brand new head coach who has already won almost more
six
Super
Super Bowls,
Bowls than anyone else, right?
maybe even
All
8.
right, maybe it's not Belichick though. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe Steve Spagnuolo comes in, but the parts are there. They have a core
Are
of
you,
young players that are very good. Um, we'll see Scatabo in part two, but I believe he's got enough to be a productive player in the NFL. I am
in
100% sold on Jackson Dart. I mean, this was an unbelievable steal wherever
oh
they
my
got
goodness,
him.
yeah.
Watching him play his
Late in the first round.
yeah,
Wild.
he's got so much going for him now, and I can watch his game and still tell you like, oh, there are some places where he can and will improve because typically rookies do, like in certain areas. And once he gets that down, he's gonna be like an amazing player. Um,
Please, whoever is the new Giants coach, please make him wear a Guardian cap. And also
yes,
in this scenario where the Giants make that leap, is it like Madden where you can just turn off injuries?
yeah.
Yes.
You
Um,
know, they've got to spread it around. Can some other team in the NFC East take over with the injuries for a little while? All right, the Commanders are doing their part. They're doing
oh
well.
my goodness. Yeah. And to our point, did they not win a ton of one-score games last year?
But yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I know I'm
so
fighting against myself.
along with the players they have now, I mean, this season's in the toilets. They have the number two pick,
Mhm.
right? They have a few later round picks that they picked up, so they can build a roster that could sustain them for a while. Even their players that are top end, they're not that old. Dexter Lawrence, they
Mhm.
can be productive and part ways with them in a little bit. They can probably restructure Brian Burns and have him around for a while Carter gets his way in the
Mhm.
NFL. So yeah,
Shows up to meetings on time.
yeah.
Did you hear that story?
I did. I saw some conflicting headlines that I wasn't sure what was going on. Because I
Yeah.
also saw a headline that said like some player hit Dart in in practice and he
Oh,
received a
really?
punishment. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you meant like in practice. Not. I
In
thought you meant
practice,
like
yeah. No,
the old
no.
Geno Smith.
It's like the red jersey situation.
Yeah. Speaking of the Giants, let's talk about their brand new coach,
So
who I think
smooth.
we should be the first podcast to officially announce. It will be Bill Belichick, right? Bill
Will
and
it?
Jordan.
So let's talk about the candidates.
Hmm.
I know some of the candidates with NFL experience. I do not know these names that they throw out of like college players, so college coaches. So I'll leave that
I,
to you.
I don't think they're going to go college. I'll be honest.
You don't think they're going to go college? Okay,
No.
and I agree with that thinking. Like this franchise needs a sure thing, or at least someone that will make the team stable and competitive. It's just too many Novembers where the season's over in a row.
Hmm. It's been
Even if we
decades.
don't make the playoffs, just to get to Christmas with a chance of being alive, I think is what
Hmm.
what we're looking at.
I want to not think about Tankathon, the website where they give you the probability of the first overall pick until at least after, like at least Christmas.
Right, right.
Just that's all I hope. We don't have to make the playoffs. Just don't let me think about that till Christmas. All right. So you want to throw out some names?
Yeah, I'll throw out a name that I would like to see, and
Hmm.
that's Spagnolo.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I want to see him come back.
Send them home.
He's got a bunch of rings already. He is like a top-notch coordinator, and it's not like the Ben Johnson situation because he's had several head coaching opportunities to learn from. At the same time, he sat behind an Andy Reid. You know, he was with a Coughlin. You know, he's seen great coaching. I would love for it to be his time.
Hmm.
And even if
Yeah.
he's not coordinating the defense, the the, the defense needs support. The defense can be so good, but it's suffering from bad coaching right now. Like
Hmm.
watching these games, it's not just the play calling. It's like the keys are all wrong. The players are their heads are not in the right places. Like literally not looking in the right places.
Hmm.
It really, it's bad football. And I saw a meme on Instagram that said Shane Bowen would survive nuclear a nuclear war because somehow he has survived not being fired to this point.
That's actually great.
But
Um, I,
I think it's
I
time
like
to.
I like Steve. Um, we bring up head coaches the second time around tend to do much better because if you remember, Steve had that success win the Super Bowl with the Giants. Went to be the Rams coach. Did not look great. uh,
Right.
Went 1-15, 7-9, and then 2-14. So, they learn from that. So I like that pick. I like the defensive experience. He's done amazing things in Kansas City. I like that. I mean, if we're going to stay on the defensive side, obviously Bill Belichick would be a dream. I think that
Yes.
him coming home would be incredible. Um, he wants that all time wins record. Um, it'd be interesting to see Bill Belichick with the personalities that the Giants have
Yeah.
on the team. Uh, but I think it would be a home run for the Giants if they could pull away from UNC, which isn't a huge pull right now, as
Right.
UNC is the bottom, like third of the ACC, and isn't going to go to a bowl game. So I don't think it's a huge ask for him to leave. I'm going to give you an offensive name though. Something
Wait,
to consider.
okay.
So I did look online. One name popped up as like apparently the odds-on favorite, Mike McCarthy.
Oh my
But I'm
god.
going to go a different route. I'm going to go a coach who's currently under contract, but I don't think will be under contract at the end of the season. I think they'll be fired Black Monday. Side note: we should do a Black Monday preview episode. All
Yeah.
right. Do you want to take a guess before I reveal it?
Um, I cannot
AFC. AFC.
in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
Um, nah, I
No.
don't got it.
Zach Taylor, the Bengals
Oh,
coach. Okay.
oh.
They
So
had that
you're saying that
amazing.
our defense is not bad enough that we can do worse?
Um, I'm saying that Zach Taylor, if you take this year out of the equation, the last 4 years, 10-7, 12-4, 9-8, 9-8 with that defense. So maybe you take away picking out the defensive coordinator. He's not allowed to do that. But I mean, what he's done in Cincinnati is incredible. And I know he's had Joe Burrow. We have a good young quarterback who has not got paid yet. Some good offensive weapons. Maybe we, call him up on Tuesday after he gets
let
fired on
me.
Monday.
I'll take a minute and play this game,
Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you why that's maybe like a sneaky awesome prediction,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be a great pick for the Giants because let's go out on a limb and say that what if it's Joe Burrow that's like holding that team back? It's crazy to say,
Mm-hmm.
but look at them now. Like, look at them. How many seasons in a row? How many complete seasons has Joe Burrow played?
It might be like two.
And
It's
so,
never great. It's never great when you win NFL Comeback Player of the Year twice
yeah,
before you're 30.
which means the investment that the team has made has they can't even see how that plays out, right? You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's your quarterback. We've talked so much about how you're putting so much resources into that. Add on to that they paid out two wide receivers. So the
Mhm.
offensive side of the ball is getting all these resources. Of course, their defense is gonna suck.
Yeah. Mhm.
And now maybe he gets the axe, and maybe he ends up in the Meadowlands, and everything's a lot more balanced. You have a rookie quarterback, a whole bunch of young players.
Mhm.
Um, you know,
Weapons on the defensive side.
there's money in some players, but it's manageable and even movable. So maybe you've
Yeah,
sold
it's
me on
it's.
this.
I'm telling you, it's not. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, stranger things happen. Okay, all right. Um, so let's call it. Let's call it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with the fantasy of Belichick coming back in.
Hmm.
Uh,
I would. I think that would be the ultimate goal.
yeah, and like to comment on what you were saying earlier, let's complete the fantasy and imagine like a Tom Coughlin situation where Coughlin did come in with a different style of coaching than he finished like their Super Bowl runs with, right? Do you remember
Hmm.
that?
Hmm.
What if Belichick all of a sudden turns into a warm and fuzzy Bill Belichick?
Jordan is just. I had to choose my words carefully. Just
She
as
has softened him
yes, yes, we'll
or
say that.
hardened
Yes.
him.
Nope. Nope. Don't do.
Okay.
So,
Moving
should we move
along.
on to third down?
Yeah, let's go to third down.
Oh my
On that
goodness.
note,
So there's no transition. I was trying to think of something. There's no smooth transition now. But this past weekend with the game in Madrid, we finished up the international slate. So let's look at like how it went. So just a quick recap. There were 8 international games. Wow, my goodness, that's so many.
It
Eight,
felt like it was. It felt like it was every
seven.
week.
I'm sorry, seven. Seven
Yeah,
international games. We had them in Madrid, London, a couple in Germany, um, and Brazil, right?
yeah, yeah.
Brazil.
It's always
Yeah.
wild
Yeah.
because there were like two, I think,
Oh,
or
and Ireland.
three.
Don't forget Ireland,
Yeah, like
which
two or three
we
games
called last year.
that were in England, and I always love watching them sing the national anthem in England.
Yes. What a I'm trying to think of a nice word to say, but so disrespectful, right?
Yeah, it's so wrong. It's so wrong.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong. And I just love that, like, because we see it here in the States when, like, people pick European soccer clubs, and, like, there's little reason, but, like, you just go to England, like, I just like the Browns. Like, why?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
I don't.
know.
However, like, God,
Do you think there's
every
any
game.
Patriot fans?
That's where they all are. Is that what you're saying?
No. Do you think there's any Patriot fans? No, right?
No, I,
That would that would be in England.
right.
There can't be, right?
I can't.
There can't be.
It's probably banned some way.
Yeah.
Um, but there are a lot of fans. I mean, those
They
stadiums
yeah.
packed to the gills.
80,000 in Madrid.
Yeah,
80,000.
that is nuts.
It's definitely, I don't think any other league has done anything because other leagues have tried it and it's dwarfed like by what the NFL does because they come in and people just go nuts for the product.
Right.
Like the NHL has games in Sweden, the NBA is trying to get into China. That's fine and all, but the NFL moves in and people go nuts for it.
Right. So now, like, what is the next step? Like, what is the goal? Because do you remember? I don't know. Actually, I don't know if you would remember. I do remember when the NBA went global. They
Mm-hmm.
were very intentional in spreading the game of basketball. They sent ambassadors around, and now we have players coming from all over the world. I think I saw that like the NBA MVP,
Mm-hmm.
if like Wemby were to win again this year, or not again, but if he were to win this year, it's been like 8 MVPs in a row
Oh yeah,
that were like
non-American.
non-American
Mm-hmm.
born. Um, so what I wonder what the end game is going to be for the NFL. Is that what they're going to look at? Is that something that they're trying to do?
Well, they gotta do something because, like, as much as we love football, it is wild when you look at the talent pool. It's just America.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Once in a blue moon, you get some Canadian players, and I did see in the Grey Cup the kicker from the Rough Riders was from Mexico. First time I've ever seen that.
Oh,
Yeah, fun little tidbit.
yeah.
Um,
Preview. We're
I
gonna
think
have a thingy with kickers in a future episode.
yes, I did think of that when I saw that. But yeah, I think that's part of it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about money, but you also have to grow your talent pool.
Right. Right.
Because if you, because right now, I think if you look at like the NHL has over the last couple of years added more teams
Okay.
and shown the league grow. If the NFL wanted to do that, you would see a significant drop in like the talent pool is just not there to
Right.
field like a 33rd and like 34th team.
Right.
So
Which
I
and
think
in a league that has like so protected their parity, they've built so many safeguards and rules, and for years they've been successful at it. I feel like this year is the first time where, or maybe the last couple of years where these parity rules are not working out because some teams are bad and have been bad for a long time,
yeah.
and now
Hmm.
there is like this. 1%, 99% situation going on where
Yeah.
like there are really really good teams and really really bad teams, and there's no middle classes basically.
Mm.
Um, More talent, you're right. More talent
Yeah.
would even that out.
Yeah. They gotta find more NFL comparable quarterbacks. We've said it before. We'll say it again. There are not 32 NFL level starting quarterbacks in the world or in the
And
U.S.
and I will say when we talk about our fourth down topic that that shows that there are not 32
Yes.
quarterbacks alive in the
Yes.
world
Mm-hmm.
today.
Mm-hmm. At least where we're looking. So uh, let's should we announce the next city the NFL is going to try out? Because
Yes, let's do that.
I have a prediction. I did predict Dublin last year,
Okay,
so I did predict that. Do you have a city before I announce?
I do.
Go
I
for it.
have a city
I sure hope it's not mine. I'd be so mad.
because they're all over Europe, right?
Hmm.
And if we're looking for talent, there
Hmm.
is a place we can go where American football is not a thing, but we can find players there. How about Melbourne? How about the heart of like rugby world? You know,
Yes,
get
I
some
knew it was
more,
going to come back to rugby.
yeah, some more Jordan Mailatas into the league. Um, yeah, they just haven't gone out there anywhere in like Oceania.
Yeah, I once he started, I was like, he's either going to take my pick or he's going to bring in New Zealand, right? New Zealand, right?
Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, okay, Australia. Sorry,
New
I thought
Zealand's
you
too
were going to
small.
bring
New
it.
Zealand is
Yeah.
this a tiny, tiny, country.
Wait. What
Australia does
town?
not.
What city did you say?
Melbourne,
Okay, I thought maybe for a second
Melbourne,
I missed
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Melbourne.
Yeah, pronounced
Yeah.
Melbourne, by the way.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Fun
yeah.
fact.
There you go.
Okay.
Learn
Yeah.
something.
That's why I got confused. I was like, wait, does he mean Melbourne? But now I get it. All right. So, um, why? I agree with the growing the game. We've done Europe to death. So why don't we go outside of Europe to Africa and specifically Johannesburg, South Africa? Hosted the World Cup in 2010. The
Uh huh.
infrastructure is there. I know that was uh, at the time really difficult. They had like rolling brownouts and
Right.
lost power, but that was a month long tournament. I think they could handle one match, and you know, yeah, knock out wood. Uh, yeah, why not? Why not
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
tap into that
Get
market as well?
some Elon Musk trillionaire money to like help support that.
Yeah, it was a big deal when the World Cup went to South Africa, and I think it'd be just as a big deal if the NFL makes its way down there.
They definitely need to hit some more continents.
Hmm.
That's something. Honorable mention would probably be someplace like Japan, where
Yeah,
you actually see some football being played.
big,
Have you
yeah,
seen these
big.
clips?
I know. Didn't they like? So people forget there's actually a World Cup of football, and I believe Japan beat the U.S. just
They
a few
did
years ago.
last
Yeah,
year,
I'm gonna look this up while you.
not a few years ago, just last year.
Last year was it last year?
Yeah, it just happened. And on my algorithm sends me images of quarterback camps happening in Japan.
Yes.
Everyone's learning the techniques, and um, yeah, I think we got to expand out of Europe. Except, and we're getting a little long with this, but except that if we seriously want to have an NFL division
Hmm.
overseas, it would have to be a little tighter than everywhere in the world. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be like a European division. I
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
because the traveling kind of makes more sense and all that. Um,
I did quickly look it up. Japan hosted it in 2007 and has been, according to this Wikipedia article, um, uh, in the top three all five tournaments and won it twice.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think you're onto something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of international football, I'm gonna not only segue out of us but switch hats. Uh,
Oh no!
there's a
Tell me you've
so
got it.
yes, I got my Toronto Argonauts Grey Cup.
Oh
Oh, I did not. No, did you think I got a Rough Riders hat?
no! I,
Since
I was hoping since because of our visit that you had an Alouettes hat.
I had one, I it has seen better days. No, yeah, I got this when I was in Toronto. Actually, probably almost a year ago to the day. Actually,
Nice,
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
yeah,
So over the weekend, the Canadian Football League had its 112th
yes.
edition of the Grey
People
Cup.
forget it's older than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I did. I forgot. I did not know that. I saw the
Yeah,
112 and I was like doing math on my fingers. We're like in the 1900s, with this league.
hmm
That's incredible.
yeah,
Um, and you have to also consider. I was looking at the history a little bit that they actually stopped it during World War One.
hmm
So it's the 112th one, but it's like not 112 years. It's like longer than that.
yeah. It looks like 116 years ago it started, so that makes sense. About a 4 year gap.
Yeah. Um, and it was an exciting game. It started out a little slow.
Hmm
We had the Montreal
A little
Alouettes,
one sided.
our home away from home team, uh, and I was
I've,
excited
I've
to see
I've
that
I've
they were
adopted
they were
Toronto.
there. Oh, you've okay. So
Yeah.
we're adversaries now. Um, versus the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and it's wild that there's a league other than the NFL, and that it's in Canada, where if you
hmm
know anything about Canada, it is enormous, and Saskatchewan has nothing in it, and they have a whole team which is now in the Grey Cup, so
Yes.
must be
Uh,
so exciting for those fans.
Side note: not only do they look like the Jets with their colors, but they were the Jets of the CFL. They had not won in over a decade, which is like big in the CFL world. That remember, there's only let's say 9 teams. We'll say 9 teams. So every team's won it at least 4 times.
That is crazy. I did not realize there were only 9 teams. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
I
Like,
why there's not a 10th team is beyond me. But um,
mathematically, let's help these guys out. Let's add
yeah,
some teams.
um, but yeah, like it is. Side note: that's kind of a cool thing. Twist the league that every team has won it at least 4 times.
Ooh, that is
Yeah.
interesting.
Well,
Talk about parity. So you're saying at least 4 times
mhm.
out of 112 tries. So maybe there's not so much parity. So that like there's some team that has only won like 4 or 5 times.
Mhm.
Okay,
The most would be 19.
19.
Yeah, 19.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's significant. Um, yeah, and so you know we're talking to NFL fans and NFL podcasts, but if you ever have the opportunity to watch CFL football, um, stick with it. It gets better. Like, don't give up on it. It's a little
It,
crazy looking at first, but just like
yeah,
anything, the more you sit with it, the better it'll look. And yeah, it's
it
crazy.
is. It is entertaining. Um, I did have. So, did you want to do a quick recap and then we'll talk about our notes? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I will say to start the game off. By the way, Richard, can you tell the audience what the first score of the game was?
that was on my notes too. That was
Go
on
for
my
it.
notes.
Go for
So
it.
much like the was it 2015? Super Bowl between the Broncos and the Seahawks, which if you remember back then, the first points were a safety. The first points in this CFL was not a safety; it was a rouge. And for
First point,
our
not
point, yes,
points.
for our American fans who don't know what a rouge is, basically when the kicking team kicks the ball, which I did learn that it applies to punts too. I did not know
And
that.
this was a punt. This
This
first
was a punt,
rouge.
yeah. So
Yeah.
in a field goal or punting situation, when the kicking team kicks the ball, if a field goal is not made and the receiving team does not get the ball out of the end zone, the kicking team is awarded a rouge or 1 point.
Right.
So in this case, the Rough Riders punted. Montreal could not advance the ball out of the end zone. I believe it went out of bounds. Am I right? Am I remember
No,
correctly?
actually,
He got tackled.
interestingly, also, it was recovered by the Rough Riders in the end zone, and so
Oh,
that does
okay.
not
Hmm.
count. Like in the NFL, that would be a touchback.
Yes, you
It is
you're
not a
correct. Yeah,
touchback. It was a
it's the
rouge.
Rouge. Yeah. So the Rough Riders stormed out to a 1-0 lead.
And held
Um,
that 1-0 lead for a good
yeah,
part of a
it
quarter.
it was it was pretty. The Rough Riders had a pretty you know pretty good control over the game for most of the game until Montreal came back in the fourth quarter,
Yeah, and they got
made it
going. The
closer.
Rough Riders did early with their run game. Uh,
Hmm.
I want to say the player's name's AJ Alouette or something like that. He looks like
It could not have been an alleyway. That would have been
yeah,
too funny.
kind of a scataboo type running back, which is notable because there's not a lot of running in the CFL because you've only got three downs to work with.
Hmm.
So it's
The
it's
old
rough
two and out.
to yeah you can't do a lot of 3 yards in clouded dust because you got to get things moving. But yeah, he had a few good runs, tough runs before they got the scoring going. What do you think of the goal line play of the CFL?
So uh, I was going to ask you. So I did notice that it's not like a tush push, but once they get to the one, is there a rule that you can't pass it?
That is not a rule.
Because okay, I was like, okay, I just want to make sure because it just
Yeah,
seemed like once they got down there, everything was a QB sneak,
yeah, right.
and
I saw that too. I was like, this is so interesting.
yeah, and I think it's because they spread out more on the line because I guess you have to respect if there's like a receiver out,
Uh,
so they spread out more, so you just see the QB get those gaps just so much easier.
there is that, although they do have very heavy personnel on. If you
Hmm.
look at it, it's all packed in there.
Hmm.
But in the CFL, and I don't know if it's just on the goal line because I hadn't noticed it otherwise, but it's very noticeable on the goal line. There's like a 1 yard neutral zone,
Yes, yeah,
and
I
so
did
that's
notice
a
that.
big advantage for
I think that's throughout the field,
that
not
is throughout the
just
field.
on the goal
Okay,
line. Yeah,
so that 1 yard neutral zone, that's a big, that's a that's a lot of yards. That's a lot of
yeah.
inches
Hmm.
to give up. So uh, I saw that and I thought, oh wow, that this is how the strategy goes in the CFL when you get down to the goal line. And I think maybe that plays into how they pick their quarterbacks because I don't want to talk down the CFL. We said is a worldwide phenomenon. The quarterback play was in the highlights
No.
was not not spectacular for
I
two
love, I
teams
love
that are in the Grey Cup, like the
yes,
championship. Our quarterback play was subpar.
that was one of my notes that the quarterbacks for Montreal really let them down. You had Alexander throw 3 picks, and
Yes.
not a couple of them. I looked and I was like, what was he thinking? And then Patterson with the fumble at the goal line. What
Oh
was that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when we just talked about all the advantages the offense has
Mhm.
down on the goal line.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's really what did them in because they were down one score at that time.
yeah, uh,
Driving.
I was wondering, I was hoping that they would score because I was asking myself, like, what are our 2 point conversion options in the CFL? Because they had to make up 8 points, right?
Yes.
Um, and he coughed it
We'll
up.
have to wait. We'll have to wait a whole nother year to find out. That
Yeah,
that's one note I had. My other note. So I you have towards the end of the game, uh, the Rough Riders are up 8, which is a one-score game, and they attempt a field goal. They miss the field goal. Montreal advances
that's
the
right.
ball out. You saw that play,
I saw that
and I
play.
thought to myself, and I'm no CFL expert, if you're in that situation, why not just boot the ball as hard as you possibly can and hope if you make it great, but if you don't, you're guaranteed to rouge because it'll go out of bounds.
Right.
I
I yeah. I don't. I guess. Well, 3 points is more than one, and
Yeah, but
it
it
did
still makes it a
seem.
two-score game,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I guess you're right.
Yeah,
Now, it's still a rouge if it goes out the end zone, out the back of the end
yeah.
zone.
We are the number one NFL/CFL combined podcast. I believe it is.
And, and,
Yes, yeah,
and
yeah.
I do want to say that our grasp and authority of the CFL does rival Canadians' grasp and authority because we were
Yes. Mm-hmm.
sitting in a CFL stadium watching a
Mm-hmm.
Montreal Alouettes, and this came up, and we asked the fans around
Multiple,
us,
multiple
and they
fans,
could not explain the rule of the game to us.
and not casuals. They had the apparel, the jerseys.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing I think we should adopt with this from the CFL, which I always find hilarious. So when you buy an NFL jersey, it comes with a number and name, right?
Right.
In Canadian football, you can buy a blank jersey,
Oh, really?
and which it just looks so funny because it's just a giant jersey with no number or name. So essentially, just has the CFL logo and the team's name in like small font, and just the rest of it is blank.
That's Canadian style for you.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
Yeah,
congratulations to
the
the
Rough Riders,
Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
the New
See,
York
they
Jets
are
of
a
the
dynasty.
CFL, no
Yeah,
longer.
no longer.
That torch has been passed to the BC Lions, the Lions of the
The
of
Lions.
the
I will
Lions of the
be
CFL.
looking out for what moves my Montreal Alouettes make to get back to the Grey Cup next year. And hopefully take it.
They they only need. I think they're in the division with 5 teams, so they only need to outperform 4 teams. That
Oh,
why
I didn't
not
even
just have
think about the fact that like the divisions have different numbers because there are only 9 teams.
why
Come on,
like
come on, Canada. Come on, Canada. We can do better.
now really quick, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll talk CFL expansion. Do they go back to the drawing board and again introduce a United States CFL team? People
Do
forget
you
there was
think?
one.
Do you
There's
think
several actually.
which would happen first? An American CFL
Oh,
team or
good
a Canadian
question.
NFL team?
Good
Yeah.
question.
Or
Um,
how far into the future do we go to have the two leagues merge, and then like when they play each other, it's like AF. It's like the oh my god, what are the baseball divisions? The
oh, you mean like
American,
interleague play?
like American League rules or National League rules. Like what?
Oh, they got rid of that, but yes,
Oh, see, that's how
that's
out of touch I
brilliant.
am. I didn't even know
That
that they
that
got rid of that.
yeah, that's brilliant. I love that.
Would you love to
Uh,
see NFL teams having to switch things up and play CFL rules?
mhm.
Because I tell you, the CFL teams will torch the NFL teams in CFL rules.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
If you look at
Not even close.
the players are built for CFL. You will see the tiniest defenders, like
Hmm.
linebackers that weigh like 200 pounds, because they're just running. They're running all the time.
Hmm.
The field is enormous. There's so much field to cover.
Quick side note. I did look up the defunct NFL, not NFL, CFL teams. If you take out, like, there were several Alouette Montreal teams that I guess like folded and reopened, and there were a couple teams in Ottawa and they have a team now. Um, all the defunct teams are American teams,
Oh,
all of them. We had Baltimore, Binghamton, Las Vegas, which must have been wild. Las
yeah.
Vegas, oh my goodness. Memphis, Sacramento, San Antonio, and I'm gonna butcher this name, Severport, Louisiana. Severport.
Shreveport.
Yeah, that's it.
Shreveport. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the CFL is nuts. Like they're going all the way to Louisiana. Like
Yeah.
what? We can't even stay by the border with it and just grab a Buffalo team or
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Rochester's right there.
yeah.
Like, why not just do that? Yeah, why'd you have to go
It's a
all the
great
way
place to
down?
uh
Yeah, I don't know.
you know,
Maybe we get a New Jersey team that calls themselves New Jersey.
how about a team in Oregon? It's right there.
Ooh, that's good. At Portland,
Yeah.
the hipsters in Portland would go nuts
They
for
would
CFL. Oh
they'd
my
eat that up.
goodness,
They would eat that up.
you, like, just imagine a bunch of bearded glasses wearing, um, beanie wearing hipsters going nuts, drinking,
We are
um,
we
Labatt
are
Blue.
at the end of our podcast, and I had to tell you, I feel like your image of a hipster is like so outdated. I don't think that that's what.
I just described myself, right?
Yeah.
I just, like, verbatim. Just
But Oregon's a football place that's starving for a pro team. I'd say right
hmm Eugene.
there you go. So
All right.
let's wrap it up. I mean, that was. It's good to be back. It's good to be back with our new format, our bigger cameras, which may not be an advantage. Um,
The CFL minute at the end.
the CFL minute at the end. Um, yeah, we promise for the rest of the season, no more CFL talk. But God willing, we'll get episode 2 of this season next week to you guys. But this one is in the books. Well done, Mr. Gazillo.
Well done. All right.
All
We'll
right.
catch you guys soon.
Yeah. Catch you soon. Have a good night, everyone.